Hey everybody, it's Jason with Parallel Reality coming back to you here today. Back with you here today. I know my intro. I should be able to say it right, but there we go. Anyway, it's from hotair.com dated June 20th, and it's entitled That Whole Death to America thing is really no big deal, you know? And it turns out that a lot of those left-wingers, because, they just decide to pick the side that goes with their bona fides, they just decide, hey, so Iran's chanting death to America? Whatever, and you're going to see MSNBC people saying, yeah, it's not a big deal. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So it says, globalize the intifada, decolonize, and defund the police don't really mean what you think they do, right? And that's, of course, the left-wing narrative is just everything that they say doesn't actually mean the thing that they said. So it says, well, neither does death to America. It really is something of a love letter to America, at least according to MSNBC, because of course it's MSNBC doing this. So from Gunther Engelman here is a kind of a fun account. I don't actually follow the account, but I see the tweets pretty regularly. It says MSNBC is now trying to convince their dwindling audience that just because Iranians chant death to America doesn't mean they want death for America. And if you know anything about Iran, it's one of their chants that they do in their, I want to say it's their parliament or whatever it's called, Congress. And they say death to America and death to Israel. But to MSNBC, they're just playing. So it says Richard Stengel, a perfect member of the transnational elite, doesn't understand why Trump is so hung up on Iran getting nuclear weapons. Because they want to kill us, and they'd use those weapons to do it. Duh. Says he's been in Tehran and watched Islamists shouting the chant, and he had a perfectly good time. So here's a Stop Anti-Semitism account, and he said, New York City mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani, and guys, if you in New York vote for this guy, you are in a world of trouble. This guy is bad news, okay? So don't vote for him. So he says, globalize the Intifada is a call for Palestinian rights and compares it to the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. Those two things are nowhere near the same, the Palestinian rights and the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, because the Warsaw Ghetto, there's so many things you could possibly, I'm like, my brain is running right now just going how stupid that comparison is. And also, because he's a Marxist, he only knows of one war that ever happened, and that's World War II. There's no war that's ever happened in the history of the world besides that one. And, of course, globalized intifada means just kill all the non-believers, but he's, like, comparing it to things that are not anywhere in the same thing. So, as Stop Anti-Semitism's account says, do not rank him because they have ranked choice voting in New York. In New York, do not vote for this guy. Anyway, this Stengel has quite a resume. A former Time magazine managing editor, chief executive of the National Constitution Center, and undersecretary of state under Barack Obama. Well, there you go. There's the problem. Says he's a big fan of censoring people for misinformation and hate speech, and also a fan of Iranians calling for the eradication of Jews and the elimination of the United States. Stengel. I don't know. That might be a Jewish last name, buddy. You might want to, if you are Jewish, you might want to get on the other side of things here. So you have to wrap your mind around the fact that for liberals, words have no inherent meaning. They are tools to persuade, not communicate. They are weapons in a propaganda war. So death to America means literally death to America when Islamists shout it, but they also mean we love you guys so much when Americans hear it. That is what we are supposed to believe. Why would Donald Trump want Iran to be prevented from having a nuclear weapon? For a normie, it's simple. The Islamic regime keeps telling us that they are determined to destroy the great Satan, that would be us, and our ally, the little Satan, that being Israel. They have sent and hired assassination squads to kill Donald Trump and other Americans, commit terrorism, and proclaim their love of death and immunity from threats. What is surprising is that any Westerner would be indifferent to Iran having nuclear weapons, but it has been American policy under Obama and Biden to look the other way and even send billions of dollars to Iran. Whether that is because they are indifferent to Iran having a nuclear weapon or just a naive belief that we can bribe the Ayatollah makes no practical difference. The Stengel suggests that he is indifferent to Iran's possession of a nuclear weapon. Even the most dove-like American allies won't go that far because they would be in the crosshairs. As a NATO country, we would be obligated to go to war with Iran should they strike any European targets, so even if we weren't directly threatened or didn't care about the extermination of Israelis, it is still our problem. And it says there is something deeply sick about MSNBC's dedication to the denigration of all things Trump, and that's the only reason they're doing it. I mean, if this was something where it was like Joe Biden was in office, and I mean, we know what would happen with Iran, it's just Joe Biden would give him money. But if they were saying death to America and people brought that up to them on MSNBC saying, hey, these guys are saying this every day, they'd be like, God, yeah, they really do maybe want to kill us. It's just because it's going against Trump, so they have to be contrarian. It says, for that matter, the Democratic Party is so sick with hate that they have remained basically silent about Iran this week. What is wrong with these people? Are they so focused on Trump hatred that even a nuclear Iran is a matter of indifference? And the answer to that is yes. That's apparently so. As Aston's taking potshots at Trump bother them less than an entire country dedicated to wiping us and Israel off the map. So, yeah, that would be... whoa, what happened there? Oh, wrong way, right way. Okay, there we go. Got it in the right place. So, yeah, that's, dead to America means dead to America. It doesn't mean something different, but, of course, MSNBC is going to say, nah, they don't actually mean that. They say they want to kill us, but they don't really mean it. But anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.